This video shares a look at our first campervan. It's a bit of a flashback because we've now moved on to a bigger van, but we wanted to share with you what we started with. So stay with us while we take a look. Keep up to date by hitting the subscribe button, and you can visit us at explorevan.uk, where you can read more about us, our vans and our trips. I managed to dig out a few photos of when we first got the van and started the conversion. It's a completely clean slate. It was an ex-hire van with reasonably high mileage, but we got it for a good price. So our first steps were getting some ventilation and light into the van, so a roof light and a side window. We then worked on insulating it and getting it lined. Over time we built up the inside in various different specs, starting from really basic up to what you can see here, which is what we sold it as. So let's take you on a bit of a video tour using this old footage. As you can see, we had to add a fourth travelling seat to the van when our second child arrived. It's a purpose-made seat with a 3-point belt, flips up to keep it out of the way, and luckily the trim matched our existing vans. Storage was always something we had to consider as the family grew, so we kept adding more and more. These deep drawers we added at the end and were great for storing veggies and food. In this cupboard you can see more storage, but also our fresh water with a simple submersible pump to the tap. This is where we kept our gas bottles. Our Waco compressor fridge was really efficient, gave us a bit of freezing space and let us keep enough food for the four of us for 3 or 4 days. The sink was simple. It was a single cold water tap into the sink and draining to a tank under the van. And for cooking we had 2 gas hobs and a gas grill. These cabinets kept all our plates, cups, bowls, pans, all within easy reach from the cooker. The more observant of you will realise this is a different skylight to the one we originally fitted. We changed it for a mini hunky light that gave a much better light into the room and opened wider for ventilation. So moving down into our seating area, you can see more storage up above. Started off without a window at the back of the van, but we soon realised we needed a bit more light, so we added this one with integrated blinds. All the lighting in the van was LED to keep down the amount of power we needed. With the batteries that we had and the solar we had, there was plenty to keep the lights and the fridge running. As a family, we decided early on that having a toilet was really important to us, so we built this in. It's just a simple chemical toilet and just enough room to use, and there's extra storage for other bits in there, but it made it a lot more pleasurable when we were wild camping out of town. Again, making use of every last space was really important, so there's extra storage underneath the toilet for anything that could go there. So let's look at our sleeping arrangements. So for our smallest member of the family, we had an above cab bunk. Under the rear sofas we've got acres of storage. This is where we kept clothes and food. Made it so the bed could be configured in a couple of different ways. So this way, transverse across the bed, gave you about a 6-foot bed, but also we made it so it could go along the van to give around 7 foot if taller. fourth member of the family, we had a bunk that made up just above the seats in the cab. We used Truma blown air heating to keep the van warm in the winter. And for safety we had a dual carbon monoxide and smoke alarm. Our crank-up max-view satellite dish meant we could get some UK TV through most of Europe, and the 100-watt solar panel kept all the batteries nicely topped up. We had a relatively small 110 mAh battery, but because our usage was so low, this was plenty for us. We had the van for about 7 years and we had some fantastic trips in it, but eventually it just became too small and we had to move on to our next one.
Keep up to date by hitting the subscribe button, and you can visit us at explorevan.uk, where you can read more about us, our vans and our trips.